Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently would be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth will be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you.
Service in Holy Rosa is in Bini.
We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Getso. The Palace of Bade in Geshua is having a lively celebration. It is the biggest celebration it is hosting in years. And every son and daughter of Bade in diaspora and at home is attending. It is celebration time in Bade Emirate of Yobe State. Make no mistake about it. This is no Salah period, no coronation event of any sort. This is a symbol of new ideas that are sweeping across many parts of northern Nigeria today. A new consciousness whose major drivers are the traditional institutions of the north. Perhaps realizing that for their people to make the gate of heaven, traditional institutions are mobilizing their people to understand that they have a rich cultural heritage, which if they exploit, they will transit from social and economic insecurity to the path of prosperity. This in part explains the grand celebration that is happening in Bade Emirate of Yobe State now.
We attempted to jettison the contribution of culture to peaceful coexistence, and we saw the consequence. So it is a reversal of that now that has become necessary, dictated by the challenges of our time. And that is why you see that the emirs are putting more time in trying to resuscitate the culture of the people, so that those values that existed in the past, that united the people for peaceful coexistence and development, will be enhanced.
Historically, the people of Bade Emirate are a cultural entity supported by fertile agricultural land and river Yobe. Fishing is a major occupation, so is crop production. The term Bade is a definition of the people as a social and economic community, occupying mostly Geshua and Jakusko local government areas of Yobe State. Their land is likewise identified as such, and their language too. I lay no claim to knowledge of ethnography, but the people of Bade Emirate have strong affinity with the other tribes in Yobe and Borno states. Their language may be distinctly different, but their music, their dance steps, their costumes, and even worldviews have clear similarity with their Kanuri and Mangawa neighbors in most cases. Geshua is the headquarters of Bade Emirate, a historic town with outstanding landmarks. Clearly, one of the abiding cultural landmarks of Bade is a fishing festival they call Mayuganga. It is a celebration of nature's endowment to them. The festival used to bring people from far and near to Bade Emirate. They are ambassadors of goodwill. They arrive either as tourists traders or fishermen. In any case, Mayoganga enhanced the economic activities of the Emirate and is its major public relations organ. It so happens, however, for over 14 years, Mayoganga could not hold. You cannot understand the economic and cultural disadvantage of this break on the communities. It was a festival that had been going on for generations before it stops. It is convenient to say now that Bade Emirate is reinvoking the spirit of its ancestors. It is spearheading a massive cultural reawakening that is lifting the spirit of their people and creating a vision of economic prosperity for them looking inwards. It is the return of Mayoganga. Mayoganga is a complete package. It begins as an evening of traditional displays and ends as a full day of fishing festival. The driving force of the festival and its chief host is of course the Maibadi, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Suleiman. The sword for the revival of the festival emanates from his palace. There is a beautiful omen in the revival of this festival. On the day it resumes, it seems as if it has never stopped. The empathy was good. Crowd control was a difficulty. In fact, a good evening of dance and songs was almost marred by a surging mass of humanity. People from across the Emirate and beyond who come to identify with the epos of the Maibadi. All dances and songs in the evening have their background in the historical evolution of the people as a cultural and occupational entities. They also reflect age grades and recreation of events in their history. There is not a dance, but it has its name in the traditional language of the people. And generally, it was a vibrant evening that resonates with the sound. Day 2 is the fishing festival proper, the Mayoganga. It holds in a village community some 70 kilometers away from Gashua. It is called Gogram. Gogram is in Jakusko local government area. It was widely acclaimed as the original seat of Bade Kingdom before it was relocated to Gashua. Whatever the case, Gogram holds deep historical importance to the people of Bade Emirate. As a matter of fact, 2 landmarks in the shape of city gates are a feature of it. The adornment on these gates corroborates the Old Kingdom headquarters theory. They also give insight to the old fishing culture that existed in the area. The journey to Gogram is no fun. The road is sandy and rough. Access is almost impeded, but you cannot kill the spirit of the people. Thousands of people troop to the fishing location in every means of transport that they can make the trip. Their interest has been fired, and no one wants to be left out. I, in particular, had an amusing discussion with this young woman at the venue of the fishing festival. She made the trip to the festival with her 4 siblings from Gashua.
Mun zo a motan gida ne, za saboda mu ga al'adun da jin da ba mu gani ba.
Okay, biki taɓa zuwa kin ga irin wannan kam?
Ban taɓa zuwa ba.
To amma wani irin labari kike ji to?
Ina jin labari za a.
We came here in a group to see cultural activities we have not seen before. The story we have been hearing is that there will be big fish catches as big as your size. That is why we are very interested. We would like to see the catches. We learned there are water sport as well. We like to see that one too. We are already impressed by the environment and the atmosphere.
By the way, the location where the festival will hold is the riverside of Gogram, some 2 kilometers from the main Gogram township. There, Riba Yobe moves with a splendor. Well, this is the place of Mayo Ganga and Gogram. It is the centerpiece of the fishing activity that is going to take place here. This river is a fusion of River Hadeja, Jama'are, Komadugu, and Yobe. It can flow very strongly. It is dry season now. The water is thinning, but then it provides an opportunity for hundreds of fishermen to come and contest for a prize in fishing. By the way, this river, which stretches over 300 kilometers around these communities, is supporting over 200 farming families in the cultivation of rice, in fishing, and in crop production of various types. The people here have beautiful idea and beautiful perspective of what this river is doing different to their lives. Today, they are going to find a prize, fishing in it, and they are all poised. It is Mayo Ganga. Rivers are nature's work of art, but they also support lives along their extensive stretches. That is the case with this river. Potentially, it is getting set to receive its largest population of fishermen for years, and it is quiet, like telling the people, I'm all set for you. We arrived very early to this site, and we saw images of arriving fishermen, vibrant and forward-looking. With them are their stock in trade, giant goods and inevitable net, and the stark reality of their resolve. There is something about fishermen that thrills me when they are in their fishing gear. They have that echoing presence. You still see them in your head days afterward. They just exude a very strong aura. It is the fascination around this kind of festival. Ganga is building up now. The temperature of the environment is rising. Interest groups are arriving fast. The fishermen, the spectators and the tourists, the newsmen and the dignitaries. I caught a glimpse of General Al-Wali Kazir seated. He is the son of the soil, and in fact the chairman organizing committee of Mayo Ganga.
We must have known that the reasons, why the festival could not hold over these years, must have been known to you. In the sense that, one, there was this problem of insecurity. Insecurity that covered the entire northeastern part of the country, and in particular Borno and Yobe. And Bade Emirates was also affected by that insecurity. Now, if it happens that opportunity has given itself to us to organize this. There's no reason why we should not seize it. So we seize the opportunity to do it because as things are now, there is a little bit of lull in the insecurity situation. So we felt we should seize the opportunity to organize this festival this year. And by the grace of God, we are looking forward to organizing it in subsequent years.
Everyone is taking position now. The fishermen are busy putting their tools in order. The noise level is rising. There is something unique about fishermen that many people do not know. They are highly mobile, overly nomadic. Talking to a cross-section of fishermen participating in this festival, more than half of them are actually not from Bade Emirate. Take the case of this man, Den Ejamanzo. He is from Kebbi State. He arrived Gashua some 5 years ago and settled a life of fishing around the rich water bodies in Bade Emirate. He arrived Gogram to compete, but he is not fixated about winning the top prize for the competition. He told me that he will be just fine with the opportunistic catches that could earn him income as the celebration goes. Actually, not all the fishermen here are angling for the top prize. Several of them are just happy with the opportunity to do non-competitive fishing and find livelihood. The water had prior been mapped. Giant nets were planted under the river to collect the fish over a period of time to allow restricted struggle for a catch.
Do not underestimate the importance of this net. It is key to the festival that is going to hold today. Actually, this net has been deliberately put so that it can harness all the fish it can around this territory of the river. When it does, and when the festival begins, this net will be pulled close to the people, to the place where the guests are, and then all the fishes will be scrambled for. From that point, people who catch the biggest fish will get the biggest prize.
There is no dull moment at the river side of Gogoram. While the fishermen continue to arrive, cultural troops, some original to Bade Emirate, were on hand to give the audience a feel of Bade culture. It was a non-stop carnival. While the dances were going on, the riverside is full to the brim now. It was getting more restless, and actions are mostly done in ad hoc basis. No fisherman wants to be left out of the competition. Events quickly picked up when eventually expected dignitaries arrive. They are led by everybody and include the Senate President Ahmed Lawan and the Yobe State Governor Mema Labuni. It symbolizes the ascendancy of the festival. It begins with water sports, a thoroughly entertaining bit that features 3 categories of swimming competitions. There is swimming competition for boys. there is yet another swimming competition for girls. Ultimately, there is this risky competition where the competitor swims on a good top and with a young boy balanced on his back. The one who makes it to the finish line first without an accident wins. The end of the swimming competition ushers in the main fishing event. Tactfully, the harness is collected to a strategic area where a scramble for a catch ensues. It is a desperate endeavor to come up with the biggest catch. There is a dominant aesthetic value to this exercise, and again, the spirit of the Emirate Council to stimulate increased cultural, economic activity and awareness around the kingdom was unmistakable. Various catches make it to the scales. The biggest catch of the day was made by Sarkilwa of the Emirate, who received a tricycle for his exploits. He was most appreciative of the ongoing effort to revive the festival. However, he strongly feels some structural changes need to be done. The prizes we received today are really motivating. I had prior experience with this competition as a young man, but the prizes were not this big. I believe this competition will be better, and bigger fish will be caught if the river is stretched. The Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, who is the son of Badi Emirate, said this inaugural festival, which comes 14 years after the last, was actually to test the waters, but the wider picture is to make it a yearly event and national.
This is one particular event that we have all dreamt for a long time, that we need to see a revitalization, a resuscitation of this, our cultural fishing festival, and of course, reviving our culture as well. Today marks a turning point. From today onwards, we pray, Almighty God, that we are able to hold this event every year by the grace of God. For us, the Bade Emirate people, and indeed Yobe, this is significant because in addition to reviving our cultures, we are also able to revive our economic environment here.
Even when prizes were awarded, the environment remains overly picturesque. I always feel cultural festivals do not get better expression than this one. There is this lovely story of this fisherman. He comes from Sokoto to go ground for this festival. It all seems really like there was a fisherman hotline giving notice of the festival across the fishing families nationwide. He came and participated in the festival. He did not win a prize, but he had enough catches to make him happy. I hope to return for this festival next year. I personally came here for it without my family. I'll be fishing for around 2 to 3 months around here before I go back home. The fishing activity went well into the evening, hours after all guests left. I observed that I was getting too indulgent with my curiosity, and my desire to see the show to the end is pitting me against a night journey on a rough road. I took a wise counsel and headed to Geshua with impeccable pictures of what Mayuganga is all about.
Do you not know that our enemies have no face? They are indigents of no state. They come from no place. And if this boat capsizes, every one of us will go under. So when the drums sound, let everybody answer. Do not say, I am the Iroko when the forest is burning. Do not say, I am the Obeche when the forest is burning. Our differences will not stop us from perishing together. So when the drums sound, let everybody answer.